Hello and welcome to a podcast special on the Scottish Yarn Festival. It was just last weekend, the 7th of September 2024. I was there at the festival and I wanted to just create a special podcast as I've done in the past. There was last year's one and I was at the Scottish Wool Producers Showcase run by the same team in March. So if you didn't see those ones, you could check out those videos. And in this one, I'm going to share the goodies I bought on the day. They're all in my Scottish Yarn Festival tote bag. And that's how I started my day. I drove in with Julia. Julia was driving, a good friend of mine from the town I live in, and my mum. The three of us got there nice and early because I spent the first couple of hours on the Scottish Yarn Festival stall handing out tote bags and yarn to those who had pre-ordered a bundle. So there was the option when you booked your ticket to order a yarn and a ticket bundle, or a tote bag ticket bundle, or a yarn tote ticket bundle. So I was handing those out, which was really fun. It was like being Santa or something, because they'd all been paid for, so it's not like anyone was reluctantly handing over any money. They were just there showing me their receipt and I handed out yarn and bags and everyone was happy. It was the start of the day. It was a lovely way to begin my day and for them to begin their day receiving something. And of course, if you got your bag, then you had something to go round and put all your goodies in. So I enjoyed that. I met quite a few people who I only know online, and I was chatting to a lot of people who I hadn't met before, just met on the day, and the atmosphere was just lovely. Everyone was happy and excited to be there at the festival. It was a new venue this year, right out at Errol Airfield, Errol Showground, and instead of in the centre of Perth. And I think I liked it. I think those I spoke to liked it because it was a bigger venue. There was so much more space to walk around. You didn't feel like you were being squished, and it was big and airy. And I think it was a good venue. I thought it was really good, and we had a lovely day. It was nice and sunny as well. So the tote bags, I chose a pink one. I received a couple of goodies from Eva for being on her stall. I have the festival colourway, Errol, and I chose Bruce. And these are both 4-ply. I have not used the Scottish Yarn Festival 4-ply before, and I am excited to do so. I think these are going to become a new shawl, and if I smoosh them together, aren't they gorgeous? They are such a nice combo. So we have the Errol colourway. This is the one that I was giving out on the morning of the festival. This is the 4-ply version, and there was the DK version as well. And yeah, this is a lovely addition to the colours that they have. So if you haven't heard me talk about this yarn before, it is 80% Shetland wool and 20% Cheviot. It's come from sheep which have grazed in Scotland, and then it's sent to a mill down in Yorkshire, which has 8 people working in it apparently. It's quite a small mill. And then it comes back up and Eva pops the labels on, gives them their colours, their batch numbers, and then they're good to go. I was going to say something else. I have written a blog post all about this yarn. I'll probably turn it into a little YouTube video as well, but I have written a blog post all about this yarn because I love this yarn, okay? And there is a blog post which I will link to in the description, and anything else I talk about in this podcast, I'll link to that as well. And you can find that and click on those below. So some sort of shawl. I'm thinking square, or rectangular rather than pointy triangular or crescent shape. I'm thinking like a wrap, a long square. I'm thinking a mix of denser stitches and more sort of feely crochet taller stitches. But that is as far as my thinking has gone. What would you do? What sort of shawl would you design in this lovely Scottish yarn? It feels nice against the skin. I don't have an issue with it against my skin, although I'll take like super scratchy wool against my skin, so I'm perhaps not one to judge, but I don't have an issue at all. I think it's lovely and soft. So yeah, this will be a project. If you watched my actual sort of fortnightly podcast, which I uploaded last week. I have far too many whips on the go, so it may be a while before I get to any of these projects I talk about today. Okay, so the one thing that I wanted to pick up at the festival was some yarn from Newlanarch Spinning Company. So that was where I headed first, more or less. And oh, I'm showing it. I didn't realise I was actually showing it because it matches my nails. I have gone for this beautiful yellow. The shade is Hawthorn, and yeah, you can see why. Gorgeous, gorgeous yellow. And this is Aran weight. It is pure new wool, and it's about 160 meters per I'm assuming this is 100 grams. I can't see the grammage on it. It may be 200. Must be 100, right? Yes, 100 grams. I see it now. And I have used this yarn before. I'll pop a picture up. I have designed a pair of slipper socks in this yarn, and it was published in the Journal of Scottish Yarns. I think it was issue 2, I think, maybe issue 1. I cannot remember off the top of my head. Issue 1 or 2. It was in there. They were called Dunkeld slipper socks, and I made that sample in a dusky pink and a heathery purple. Almost similar to what I'm kind of wearing here, though this was much duskier and this one was a bit more heathery. Pink and purple, and that was in the Journal of Scottish Yarns, and I'm hoping to go ahead and self-publish that pattern now, because that was a few years ago, and I could not find it before this podcast. I was searching, the dog wasn't happy, I was out the room trying to find the yarn. I cannot find it. I have, from my mum, leftovers about 4/5 of a ball, and it is in a orange colour. It's a dark, almost a vermilion type orange, so it's quite a dark orange, and you need 2 skeins. You need 2 contrasting skeins to make the Dunkeld slipper socks, and I thought I would make my new sample in orange and yellow. So there is their logo, and yay! That is that. I know that my friend Jay, who has been over in the UK, she was in Scotland for a bit, hi Jay, from Australia, went to visit Newlanarch and went round the mill when she was over here. Sadly came down with COVID. She's here with her mum on this amazing trip, and the two of them have come down with COVID. But they did go and visit Newlanarch and said that it is amazing. It's on my list of places to go and visit. I definitely will. It looks fabulous, and I think it would be a fascinating place to go and visit. So I will be doing that at some point. So that was the yellow. Beyond that, I was just kind of there to be inspired and pick up another couple of things. So I bought a skein. I'll come back a bit. This is a chunky weight yarn, and it's from Uist Wool. And Miriam is the name of the yarn there. And I think the colourway is Sea Brine. And this one is a mix of Cheviot and Swartbles. Oh, it's Swartbles, I think it is. Swartbles. I should have worked out how to say that before I came on here. I'm kicking myself now. Zwartbles. I wonder if I can come in. It's got a bit bashed. Right where you need to read, actually. There. I wonder if it'll... Can you see it? Are we focusing? There. So it is, so there's Cheviot in this one, and there's Cheviot in this one, so that's interesting. I was talking to the person on the stall, and they were saying that it's got this lovely marled effect, because once they go up to thicker yarn, it's harder to keep it all pure in one colour, so it's easier to create this marled effect, which I really, really like. And this one is 155 meters per 100 grams. Oh, it's Aran, it's not chunky, it's Aran, I'm sorry. Aran weight. How was this one? This one was 160, so yeah, kind of similar. I think it just looks thicker, doesn't it? I think I thought it was chunky, just because of the way it's been spun. But this is going to become a hat. I'm going to design a hat in this one, and I'm not too sure. I haven't really thought much beyond a very vague outline of a hat in my head. So we'll see how that one comes on. Yay! I like this. There were lots and lots of lovely natural colours on the stall. I really like them, and I went for this one. And it smells very sheepy. I like it. And it's slightly rougher. If I put it against my cheek, it is slightly rougher. I think that's the swartbles, because I have used that in socks. I think my it's yarn from the one down in Devon, John Arbon Textiles. Their sock yarn has that one. Swartbles. The more it's one of these words, the more you say it, the more you think it sounds ridiculous. Their sock blend has some of that in, and I can tell that I can feel the similarity between that. So yes, it's slightly rougher on the skin, but still, I mean, it'll still be a hat. I can still wear that as a hat, and I'm sure other people can as well. It'll be fine. Cool. The next one is nice and soft, and this is my last thing. So I was pretty good actually. I wanted the yellow. Well, I didn't know I was going to go for yellow. I wanted a colour to go with the orange, and then I just wanted to pick up another couple of surprises. So one stall that I was keen to go and visit was a stall by my friend Miriam. Hi Miriam, who is Midge Porter Designs, and I've been really looking forward to going and seeing her stall because I've got to know her fairly well over the last year. She tested out my Perth beanie, I think she did test the Perth beanie, and she was in my Lazy Days Cal group. So I met her on Zoom calls for the Lazy Days Cal. So I was keen to go and see Miriam's stall, and I picked up this little set of mini skeins. I really, really like the colours. She had a few sets and they were all based on birds. And this one is Pink-Footed Goose, which is gorgeous. And these are probably going to become a sock pattern, but they may well be a mitt pattern. We shall see. Again, inspired by the yellow nails, I think. I had the yellow nails on the day. They're getting a wee bit chipped now, but yeah. So these are all naturally hand-dyed. So again, a bit different. And they are blue-faced Leicester, and that is non-superwash. And approximately 400 metres per 100 grams. It's fingering weight, so this is the same weight, I guess, as the Scottish Yarn Festival yarn, but totally different, a much tighter spin. It looks more like sock yarn, if that makes sense. So yay, these are going to be gorgeous, worked up together. I can see some sort of stripy thing going on with them. There, isn't that nice? So yeah, it was such a joy to meet Miriam, give her a big hug and have a wee chat to her at her stall, and it did look lovely. She has mini skeins like these, she has some little cakes of yarn, as well as a lot of embroidery kits, which was something quite different on the day. So it was lovely to see her embroidery and a few made up things as well, lots of little baby booties, that sort of thing. Which may have been appealing to like people's other halves that had come along for the day and couldn't crochet or knit, and they might wanted to pick up something to take away. So yeah, I hope she did well. It certainly looked lovely, nice and colourful, and again, just lovely to see Miriam. So all the stalls did look lovely actually. It was hard to be restrained and not buy all the things. I know my mum had in mind, she wanted to buy some lovely yarn for a fade shawl. She doesn't have a pattern in mind yet, but she wanted just a few skeins to do that. So she did buy, they're maybe 50 gram, they might be 100 gram, they're not minis. And she bought those from, I think it was Needle and Thread. I think it was, yes, it was Needle and Thread. She brought them from Needle and Thread, and I think they've got some silk in them. They're gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And to go with those, she bought herself, oh, the dog's just resettling. She bought herself a project bag from Cullochshek Ellen, a bigger version of the Harris Tweed one, which I have myself. So yeah, a lovely project bag that complements the colours of those skeins she bought. So all in all, very Scottish Yarn Festival theme, all goes together. Julia bought some lovely bits and bobs. She was after some Halloween coloured yarn for Halloween socks. I can't remember which stall she bought those from. There were quite a few close fits, and I think there was some sheepy yarn from, oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. There was at the very end, she bought some sheepy yarn, which she said smelled just absolutely gorgeous. It did smell lovely. And she got all of that at the end of the day as well. So Julia was happy too. So yeah, it was nice to go around. When I was working on the stall, my mum and Julia went round together, which is lovely. And then I went round with them, a quick circle around everything. And then we went and got something to eat. We had haggis burgers and smooshed potatoes from Planet G Food. That was very, very good. Now they are, I think they were the winners of the Scottish Street Food Festival awards this year, and they've gone down to London. I think the end of this week or this weekend is the British Street Food Awards, so they're in that this weekend. So if you're in London, definitely recommend them. It's a 2-woman team and it is fab. Really, really enjoyed their food. And I totally recommend that, and all the best to them this weekend. Anything else I want to say other than it was just a good day? If you haven't been before, definitely head along. Eva and all her supporters and team did a great job pulling it together, and I hope we see more from them again next year. That would be really good. There was one final thing I was waiting to say there. What was I waiting to say? Semi-final thing. It's gone right out of my head. I've no notes or anything. I'm just chatting away because I wasn't actually sure if I was going to go ahead and manage to film this episode because the puck was up and down. I had about 10-15 shots at beginning it. I'll maybe pop them together as a little outtakes at the end for you. Lots of false starts on this one. So other than a huge thank you again to Eva and all the team. Thank you for watching this episode. I know what it was. It's just come to me. I was talking about my blog earlier. I have another blog post called How to Make the Most of Going to a Yarn Festival. So I'll link that one down below as well. If you have never been to a yarn festival, I think it's 9 tips for going to a yarn festival. You will find those on my blog. It's an ad-free blog. Just go and check that out. Just a few top tips, like going with a plan like I had. That was one of my main ones. And yeah, I can't remember what the rest of them were. Go and check out my blog. Lots of stuff on there, and you can find out what the others were because I can't remember off the top of my head. I hope I followed my own advice on going to the festival. I think I did. I had a good time anyway, and that's the main thing. So thank you to everyone who said hi. Yeah, I guess that is something else. I loved the fact that I'm wearing what I wore on the day, and a lot of people complimented me on this. I love this one. This is from Murit issue 5 maybe? I'm not sure. I would have to double check. And I really, really like this jumper. But it wasn't that what I was going to say. I was going to say that, you know, if you saw someone that had like a lovely yoke, you'd be like, oh, I love your jumper, I love your shawl, whatever it was that they had. And it was just a really nice way to chat to people. There was that sort of opening spark of conversation as well. Everyone was wearing lovely knitwears. It wasn't as warm as the festival was this time last year, which was a scorcher of a day. I think it was 28, 29 degrees Celsius in Perth, which was just boiling. So it was nice that it was slightly cooler. I kept this on for the duration of the festival, and most folks had their knitwears and things on. So that was good. And yeah, I think that is me now. If you didn't see my other festival reviews, you could go and check those out. They will be linked below, and I will just up the top there will be the option to just go and watch the Wool Producer Showcase one, which was in March. So thanks again for watching. Give me a subscribe, a like, a comment, let me know if you were there. Let me know what you bought. Let me know what festivals you're going to, if you've got one that you're looking forward to, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye. Can we get you around that way? Yeah. Silver version as well. Oh, we've got the dog too. Hello, dog. Hello, dog. You see yourself. Yeah. Where are you going to be? Come on. There. Can we go up a bit for the people? There we go. There. Hello, I'm here in this special podcast episode. Hello, I'm here with a podcast special for you, all about the Scottish Yarn Festival. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it boring? Oh well, there's your 2 seconds of puppy